Kids Play Slide.
Wow, we're at the moon already? How did we get here so fast?
Well, normal rockets take 3 days to travel to the moon, but you know I like to put the pedal to the metal, if you know what I mean.
Well, I guess it worked. Here we are.
Okay, wait a second. I just have to get the cheese platter.
Are you still on about the moon cheese?
Kate, I don't know how to tell you this, but I did not travel 239,000 miles just to look at the moon. I want to take a bite of that sweet, delicious moon cheese.
Okay, let's get one thing straight. The moon is not made of cheese. It's actually a rock. Scientists think the moon was formed when something about the size of Mars crashed into Earth 4.5 billion years ago. After the crash, there were a ton of rocky pieces just like swirling around, all caught in Earth's gravitational field. Eventually, all those rocks came together to form our moon. For a while, the moon had a lot of exploding volcanoes and stuff, and the whole thing was kind of just a big ball of hot magma. But after about 100 million years, the surface cooled.
Your very sciencey explanation has still not convinced me.
Why don't you go get a piece? Just make sure to put on your spacesuit.
Ugh, no way. I am not going out there.
Oh, don't worry, Becky. It's perfectly safe. There's no air on the moon because the atmosphere is so thin, and there's actually no weather either. You'll be A-okay in your weird but true space gear. And if you're worried about floating away, don't worry about that either. It's also a myth.
No, I'm not actually afraid of the atmosphere or drifting off into space. I would actually love to go jump around. That would be awesome. The moon only has 1/6 of the gravity of Earth, so I could probably jump like 10 feet high.
So, what are you afraid of?
It's the man in the moon, Kate.
Oh, Becky.
I heard he does not like visitors, so we have to be very careful.
Well, I have great news for you. The man in the moon isn't real either.
He totally is. My great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa was obsessed with the moon and wrote down all his research, including drawings of this mysterious man in the moon. See?
That just looks like a crying emoji with a bunch of question marks around it.
Shh. Don't let the man in the moon hear you say that.
Okay, but I think I know where this is coming from.
Yeah, it's like all right here in my ancient grandpa's notes.
That's the thing, Becky. People from around the world have told stories to explain what our moon is for centuries. Remember how I said the moon was covered in magma?
I definitely would not want to play the floor is lava up here.
Yeah, definitely not. But what's cool is that today, when you look up, you can actually see the old lava beds called maria. They're the dark spots that you see on the moon. Sometimes those light and dark spots look like different shapes. And depending on where you're standing on our planet, you might see something different. Some people in the Western Hemisphere gaze to the sky and see a face. Other cultures around the world told stories of a woman and her child, or an old man carrying firewood. There are even stories about a rabbit on the moon.
Aw, that sounds adorable. We should go find him and say hello.
Well, a legend from China says that the moon goddess drank a potion that brought her and her pet rabbit, Yutu, to the moon for all eternity.
I think this is all making sense now, so people must also be seeing the moon's cheese holes as parts of the shapes.
Those are craters, not cheese holes.
So what exactly is a crater?
Craters are bowl-shaped spots where something smashed really hard into the moon's surface, like a meteor. We have them down on Earth, too.
Wait, so you're telling me that my cheese holes are just holes?
Yup. Tycho is actually one of the most well-known craters on the moon. It's huge, 52 miles across. But what's cool is that it's actually a super young crater for its size.
So Tycho is like in crater kindergarten.
Well, kind of. Scientists can still see rays of material from the impact that formed Tycho. Usually these rays fade away from older craters that have been exposed to space for a while. Most large craters on our moon are about 3.9 billion-ish years old, but Tycho is only about 108 million years old. That might be young for the moon, but on Earth, dinosaurs were still roaming around. Anyway, space scientists hope that by studying Tycho, they can learn more about the ages of surfaces on other planets in our solar system.
I get what you're saying, but I still think my cheese theory is pretty rock solid. Kate, prepare the cheese plate, start up my rocket robot arm. I'm finally gonna taste the stuff.
Well, I tried. But just so you know, I'm only on board with this plan so we can put the moon cheese myth to rest.
Oh no, Kate, a little to the left. Nope, not that one. Pivot, pivot. Hold her steady. Drop it. Slower. Higher. No, Kate. Okay, just let me do it. Just, no. Get up. Oh, just move. Okay, I know. Go back.